Hey everybody, hi Dana.
Hello.
Welcome everyone to Get Real with Deb and Dana. We are so happy to be here again. It's been a while. We have a really exciting night and
Yes, we do.
yes. I'm super thrilled because I never got to meet these two beautiful ladies. So I'm going to let Dana tell you about her trio.
This is Soulstice Sisters night. This is a group. You guys know that what I do. I'm a psychic medium, but I also work with the Soulstice Sisters, and that there's three of us. We have a green witch. That's Christina Bowen. She does things like tinctures, teas, all medicinal. She's also a Reiki master. And we also have Kathy Faketic, who is a Reiki master, and I think she's in the process of getting to be a shaman. So she also does that. Both are very, very talented, not only light workers, but they also, what they make and have available is just unbelievably healing for people. So I'm very lucky to work with them. So tonight we are going to be talking with both of them about what they do separately and what we all do together, which is pretty exciting, and some of the events that we have coming up. I highly encourage any of you to ask questions too if they come up, because these guys are a natural fountain of resource and information about all kinds of things. So if you have anything to ask, please shoot us your questions and we will answer them to the best that we can today.
Yep. Put them right in chat. I will be following chat the best I can. Because this is all about the Soulstice Sisters. Let's bring them in.
Cool.
Christina and Kathy. Ooh, welcome, ladies. The trio is here.
So I'm already getting hi Christina Bowen. That's my queen from Christina. Already she's got me beat on this podcast.
I'll pay you later, honey.
There's my niece. My niece stopped by to say hello and give some love.
Hello. There's all kinds of people on this.
Sylvia.
So we just came off of the OSR, the Ohio State Reformatory. Kathy is the queen of the Parapsychon that's done there every year, and that just was this last weekend. So we barely got to see her. We did get to see her, but Christina was kind of stuck with me the whole weekend, which is why she might be a little twitchy right now. But
is that what happens after you have Dana all weekend?
Oh my gosh.
Twitchy.
All kinds of things happen around Dana.
Yeah, weird things happen around me. So but Kathy, I'm gonna start with Kathy. Tell them a little bit of what you do, and then I'll get to Christina, and then I'll tell you guys how we met and all sorts of things. So
I'm kind of like a little bit of a Heinz 57. I do a little bit of everything. No, actually, what I began with is Reiki training. So I am certified as a teacher with Reiki. I've taken 4 courses of it the first time, and then I went ahead and took 4 courses of it again under a different mentor. Because sometimes with one mentor, you'll learn one thing, but you'll learn other things for the other one. So I've actually taken 8 classes in Reiki, as well as mountain magic. I've taken mountain magic classes, which is basically botanical magic, learning how to use the herbs, the gifts of the earth and everything, to be able to create different types of magic for different purposes. And I'm also shaman trained. I don't consider myself a shaman, nor will I ever consider myself a shaman, because there's an extensive training with that. I just have picked up a few of the techniques and I work them in. I also work with crystals. I love working with crystals. So I do, with my healing, I incorporate them. One of the things that I do, that I sell on the side, well, I do my soaps. skin loving soap. So, I incorporate all that with my Reiki energy. But I also do what I call my botanical magic collection. And they are candles that are set with a purpose. Whether they be to remove hexes, sage and protect you, whatever it may be. I incorporate all of the right herbs, the right essential oils, the right colors, the right crystals, and then I stir them with intention for 20 minutes and play music that goes along with the intention of the candle. I like to use Hex Be Gone as an example. Hex Be Gone to Viking music, because you've got to have that warrior instinct in you in order to stir in that type of intention. So that's basically what I do.
Your mic's fading in and out, Kath.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is
a
it
little
better?
bit.
Let me switch mics and see if that'll help.
It just was kind of like you were getting mystical and it was getting mystical with you. So it was kind of fading. I was going,
Right.
I think I know what she's saying.
Well, you do know that I have all my guides up here working with me, and they're probably like, "Don't say that." Shh.
You sound much better right now. You're good.
Is that better?
You're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I moved my
Yeah.
microphone closer to me.
Perfect.
Good.
And then we have the darling Christina.
I've been called worse probably today. Wow, what am I? Oh, so I'm a green witch. I work with all of earth energies. I learned at my great grandmother's knee and expanded on everything I learned from her and just continued to learn more and more and more through my life. But everything I do is healing. All the teas and textures and salves that I make are blended with a purpose, as I say. That purpose may be just a physical need that the body has, or a spiritual need, because the herbs we all know take care of both. But that's my passion. That is absolutely my passion. And what I kind of do, I make all of these things, and they're great, and it's alternatives to the chemicals that we take in every day. But I'm also a Reiki master, but like Kathy with the shaman training, it's just a piece of what I do. I connect to the body and feel where the problems may be. For me, it could be a hot spot or a cold, or sometimes I'll feel physically even what's going on, and that's how I know how to help this person. Then I just use my botanical, as Kathy calls it, herb knowledge to custom blend what they need, whether it's for their mind, body, or soul. But teas are my absolutely favorite thing in the world.
As she drinks out of her
I
raven.
love
Love
that.
it.
Raven cup.
And her
That's
teas,
cool.
teas are delicious.
Thank you.
I have a drawer full, and I love them all.
So, Christina, do you sell those teas?
I do. Black Raven Trading is me. A website, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. But yeah, I'm always looking for another blend or another flavor. I like to start with a flavor profile and then custom blend what someone needs, because they're not going to drink it and they're not going to take it if they don't like the way it tastes. So I start with my flavors first and then go from there.
Nice.
That's why you see all of my jars all around when I go. I take my herbs with me.
She custom
Dana knows
blends
me.
it. So if you approach her and say, I have this going on, blah, 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 she can stand there and put it together like from what she's got. It's pretty amazing to watch that.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that's
Because I don't
really
know how to
unique,
do any of that.
Uh-oh.
she's stuck. She's stuck.
Yeah,
Can
I
you hear
think-
me? Okay. I did want to say also to add on to that with Christina. The other thing is not only can she just blend it in
Are
front
we
of you,
back?
but she can do a scan of you. If you're not sure what's going on, she can do a scan of you and find out what the ailment is, and then put your teas together as well.
Ooh, I love it.
That's where I
did you
use the
guys
Reiki
lose
piece.
me for a little bit?
Yes, we
there?
did.
Well,
Yeah,
you
we did.
froze. So I don't
You
know if it
frozen.
was
You
your
were
internet.
frozen to me. I'm like, great. I just crashed the system because I tried to talk. Okay. All right.
Well, with all four of us here, anything like that could
It's a
happen
lot of energy.
for sure.
True.
And
You can't
So-
travel
that
with me. It's always something going on.
oh yeah.
Right.
So you're
But
getting
we
some
have-
reviews on your teas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
You guys are
Christina,
going to
you
cause me.
got all kinds of people on here praising you
Mhm.
tonight.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to cost me money later. No.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to talk a little bit about the whole triple goddess work that you have been doing, because I'm also a Reiki master who has incorporated everything else, including shamanism. And like Kathy, I don't claim and never will claim to be a shaman. I studied it for many years, but that's something that it's an honor. And a true shaman never says, I'm a shaman. So,
Yes.
Much respect.
I loved the way you did that. But I am so intrigued with the triple goddess healing. It sounds incredible. So if you guys can talk about that a little.
Dana. This is Dana's
Dana.
brainchild, and she doesn't like to take credit for things, so I'm going to make sure she does. Dana, this is your brainchild. Explain.
So I was getting, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it downloads, Deb. I was getting this idea where I thought, okay, I'm standing here with two Reiki people. I get health stuff on people. So I can look at somebody and I can see areas that something's going on. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's part of readings. When I do normal readings, that's part of what I do. And watching these guys work, and, we did a couple of things together. I don't know. One night I was just sitting there and I think I ran it past Christina first. I said, you know what? I don't even know how I said it to you. I said, what if I'm like scanning someone while they're on a table, and then these guys would come in and do Reiki to help remove or release or whatever? Because I'm not a Reiki master. I'm not a Reiki person, but I see things on people. So we kind of combined the two things. So I'm psychically getting stuff, and then I direct them, and they actually, strangely enough, we work in tandem. So I don't even have to speak sometimes.
Right.
I start to point and they're already on their way there. So it's like we work like we wouldn't work as well separately as we do together. So if you threw somebody else in that mix right now, I don't think it would work quite as well. So it's an energetic exchange, if that makes sense to me.
Right.
And I think pretty much from the get-go, we had results on people. So obviously, I think it's coming from a higher place. That idea came from a higher place than what I care to address, I guess is how I'm going to put that right now. But they do the hard work. I'm just looking and making sure
it takes
what
all
I'm
three
seeing.
of us.
Right. I would say it's equal.
To do this.
But I'm not like that person, and they're amazing, both of them in their own right, and they do work differently, which also helps. So they talk to each other at the same time I'm watching what's going on while they're working it. So it's actually pretty fascinating to me, and I get to be part of it. But yes, I did think of it. I'll fess up to that one.
Dana thought of it. She pulled it together. We practiced it. But the unique thing is how well we mesh together, and it happens. I think the three of us, our energy has always been supposed to have been together. And because of that, that's why our sessions are so successful. So I think if we had different people, I don't think it would work as well, because it's almost like the three of us are connected. Our energy is completely connected. And like Dana was saying about, and I disagree with her on we do the hard work. Dana plays a huge part in all of this. And it's really interesting from my perspective of what is going on, because you have Dana's perspective and that's how she's seeing it. However, as I'm working, and Christine and I work differently, as I'm working on somebody, I am getting the things that are going on with the body that my spirit guides, my Reiki guides, my people, as I put them, my people assist me in finding. And what is really cool is how the three of us will gravitate to there. Like when I'm feeling it, all of a sudden Christina's there and we're looking at each other like, oh yeah, I got this. And then we look at Dana and Dana's doing this. So it's like validation. Yes, this is the area. Yes, this is where we need to stay focused and everything. So it's really a unique session that we do. The Triple Goddess session is amazing. I think that people have walked away feeling so much better. That 15-minute test one that we did in Texas, I saw her this weekend and she was still amazed at how well that was. And I told her, I said, imagine 15 minutes, what it would feel like with a full session. So, but it's interesting. Christina, what is your perspective on it? Because
well, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the way we open and close. And that kind of came about organically, but it's very ritualistic, which for me is wonderful. But Kathy and I will physically connect over the body to open and to close the session. And I don't know, it's the connection to her energy. When we start, it helps me get grounded, and exactly like they're describing, I'm picking up on something and I look around or I look to Dana for guidance and Kathy, and they're already there. So it's that cross validation. Because I think all of us in the community, all healers, we always have that moment of doubt, and we get that. But the three of us, I don't ever doubt when I'm working with these two ladies. Never.
Same here.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that.
And it's really interesting. Like we actually, before we get started, the three of us will connect on our own, together. I shouldn't say on our own. I think of us as one. So we connect together. And then when we get started, I've always, and this isn't a Reiki thing, it's just what I do. I've always gone around and done the opening the body, doing like a scan. And then when I close it, I do it the very opposite. But I also have specific, blessing oil that I make myself, and I rub it on my hands ahead of time. Christina, when we work together, Christina uses the blessing oil. We rub it on each other's hands so that we connect. And then we do this, like this is Christina and this is me. And we do like this. And then we scan over the body so that we're doing it as one. So that's when she's talking about opening.
And fly over everybody and just kind of go he. No, I don't. But I'm just kind of there.
That's when Dana is actually watching as we're opening the problem areas.
So I'm like starting to read when they're doing their thing. I'm already working before they come in. Does that make sense? It's kind of hard to visualize it, but
if you were to put it in medical terms, Dana's the CAT scan or the MRI.
Yeah.
And we would be the surgeons.
Yeah.
Here is the CAT scan.
There you go. CAT scan.
I like that
description. Yeah, I do too. I wanted to put Jenny's comment up here because
Jenny was one of our first guinea pigs.
And I know that you guys did some amazing work on her. And wasn't it psoriasis that she was dealing with at that time, and it was horrible?
Yes.
So if you guys can tell that story a little bit, I know she raves about the three of you.
We were in Indiana, I believe, at that event. And we had just started doing or talking about, that was the first time we did it. I'm almost positive.
It was.
That's what we wanted to do, the practice runs. Yes.
Right. And we just did it. I mean, it was like, it wasn't like we do it the same way now as we did it then. There's no change.
No change.
It was just like that it's done. And it's crazy. And she says she has pictures. She does have pictures to prove it. Like her psoriasis cleared up.
It was, yeah, bless her heart. I felt for her.
Yeah.
And it was kind of interesting too, because we did the triple goddess and we worked on her. We all three could feel the results with it, and of course she could too. But then Christina and I both jumped in with some of the other things that we did as after triple goddess remedy. I had made some special psoriasis soap for her, and Christina made specific. Didn't you make like salves for her and also
and an oil?
Yeah. So we kind of bombarded her with everything that we do to help her. So
yes, he had been in treatment for that for 3 years. So it really did. That was kind of, it almost felt like that was like confirmation that whatever idea that came to me, for the, at the risk of sounding too hoodoo voodoo about it, is more of a divine intervention as opposed to, oh, this would be a great idea. Let's try this out. Because it was like from the get-go, we just did it and it worked.
And it was so organic.
That feels different.
We didn't really have to talk a whole lot about it or even think. We just went to work, and it was so cool because we just worked together automatically. It was like puzzle pieces, and
machinery. Just kind of goes.
It just worked perfect. And
so there's your answer to the triple goddess question.
Well, what I find interesting, all of it, I follow all three of you, and I love you all to pieces. But the three of you live in different locations.
Yeah,
it's not like you're like neighbors and you get together and say, "Oh, let's do this."
Could you imagine if we were? Oh my Lord! Look,
I would move to that neighborhood. We would have a blast.
We were put together by a mutual friend. We had a little bit of a false start at the very beginning because Kathy got really, really busy with her job and other stuff, but we managed to come back together again. So we've been together for what now? About 3 years?
3 years.
Minus the speed bump there. Right
There's
around
that.
there.
Right at 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did not know each other. We did not know each other. We all went on vacation together without knowing each other. But it felt right. It was like, even though a couple times I was like, I don't know these people. I don't know if I want to go. I felt like I needed to go.
We were on our way to Florida because it was the first Witches and Bitches. And we all got to
call our fun trips now.
Yeah. And I know I was talking with my husband because he was driving me down, and he's like, "So you know all these people, right?" And I'm like, "Nope, never met them." He's like, "You're a lunatic." And I'm like, "Yep." Spend my weekend with people I've never met. I haven't looked back not once.
No, me neither. And the amazing thing was how we sat up like sisters all night long talking. Like we had known each other all of our lives. That was the validation for me that we were supposed to all be together.
Yeah.
Everything happens exactly the way it was supposed to, right?
I agree.
Tea Light, I wanted you guys to see this comment. Maybe let them know how they can connect with you.
Oh,
they would like to talk to you about.
Yep, that's a Christina or maybe Kathy.
More Christina.
Yep.
If you go to our Soulstice Sisters page, it's SOULSTICE Sisters, and you can message. We all check it, so we can start there. That's probably the best way to reach us.
Maybe Jenny could even put the link to your page in the comments.
Yeah, Jenny.
She rocks like that. She's so awesome. I just love that girl to pieces.
Yeah,
and bring her home and keep her.
And just to explain a little bit of a difference between the botanical magic that both Christina and I do. Botanical magic that Christina does is good for the body. It's usually ingested, or it's something that's rubbed on the body, or,
Yes.
tinctures, things like that, that is like almost a medical purpose for some type of ailments. Mine are more intention related botanicals, like, breaking hexes, protection of the home, sleep for sleep, things for sleep, like little satchel bags and things like that. So hers is all medical, and she is actually healing people, whereas mine is taking care more of the intention related type of things, if that makes sense.
Spiritual medicine.
Spiritual medicine. Yes, I like
Spiritual
that.
medicine. Yeah.
I like
That's
that.
exactly what I was thinking, Dana.
Mhm.
Christina's
I like
is
that.
I'm a
more
psychic
physical,
medium.
and Kathy's is more spiritual.
I knew that. I knew you were thinking it.
So T-Light will be getting a hold of you. That's wonderful.
Great.
And heck
So yes, we went to St. Augustine. That was our first trip. But I had talked to Christina once or twice before that, but I had never met Kathy. I didn't know who Kathy was. I didn't know anything about her. And I remember the first thing out of both of these women that I knew I was going to like them. First thing Christina Bowen did when she came out of the bedroom, she was carrying a jar of graveyard dirt. For real. That she brought on this trip to give to somebody. And Kathy had a Bang energy drink.
Hey, I wanted to bang that night. What the heck?
Can't take you anywhere.
And I am very talented at finding haunted Airbnbs. That's my forte. I don't mean to.
Oh my God.
Every single one we've stayed in, including this last one.
Now, I don't know what happened in this last one, but I know about the one before, and I'd love to hear more.
We have to be careful with that one because there's some people maybe doing stories about that one, but suffice it to say that that was not one walked away from. Literally.
I didn't walk away from it.
I didn't either. I think we crawled, Kathy. Dana walked.
Yeah.
I walked. I was the only one walking out of that trip, and I'm under suspicion.
Let's just say there have been investigations. No.
When she told me the story,
that, I did not choose that particular place. That was given to us. So that was not me that did that. But yeah, we're investigators on top of this too, that we always forget to mention that. All three of us are pretty seasoned paranormal investigators. We've been doing it for years, literally years and years together. Not together, but apart before even coming together.
I'd say each of us is over 20 in the paranormal.
Yeah, over 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, because I was reading at 15. I think my first investigation when I was 18. Before they, we didn't have anything but powder traps back then. There wasn't any
flashlights,
fancy
powder
stuff
traps
to
and
do.
Flashlights.
Yeah, I've been investigating for just over 20 years. And it was when Greg and I met because we both had the interest. That was one of the shared interests we had. And we decided to start investigating with our kids by going to haunted locations. And then we decided to join a team. And so we joined a team just to broaden our horizons, learn, from other team members. And after a short period of time, we decided to form our own team, which is Tri-C Ghost Hunters. And Tri-C Ghost Hunters, we've been around now for 14 years. Tri-C stands for Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati in Ohio. We have about 40 plus team members, and we run the Parapsychon, which is the convention we just had at the Ohio State Reformatory. I'm also the paranormal program manager at the Ohio State Reformatory. So, and Christina's, you were on TAPS for a while, right?
Well, no, I was TAPS family.
TAPS family, yes.
No, never on screen and never wanted to be. I was a professional photographer before losing my sight. I started back in the days of film. when you actually had a dark room. And I did photo analysis for taps.
Nice.
So I've broken a lot of
That's
people's hearts
sweet.
when I tell them that's dust.
Kind
That's
of
water
forgot to
vapor.
Oh,
mention
don't they
that
hate hearing that? What's that, Dana?
we forgot to mention that Christina is blind, which is kind of important because we have a mascot named Apollo, who is our dog. That's her
Everybody,
service dog. But it's also a way that she and I met, actually, her, believe it or not, her blindness. And she still can see a little bit out of one eye.
these are my
So,
babies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit.
Big
Sit.
babies.
but she's amazing that she
beautiful.
mixes these teas and she knows exactly what she's doing and not seeing it. It's just
Well, it's an
astounding.
energetic signature.
Mhm.
Right. And I don't look at her at, in fact, I often forget that she's blind
Same
Right.
here.
all the time. All
Well,
the
the
time.
first time we met her, we let her take all the selfies because we forgot she
And
was
I'm in
blind.
them from here up. Just from here up.
I love it.
Ooh, that's
That's
ooh,
awesome.
Maria, I'm curious what you had happen here.
Yeah. So Maria, you'll have to tell or talk to Dana later, huh? And Autumn was apparently excited to see her boys.
boys. Autumn is a dear friend of mine, and she puppy sits for me when I travel. She loves my boys. Right down.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm not pointing out that she's blind because she's blind. I'm pointing it out because you'd never know it, and B,
Right.
watching her work with mixing this stuff together. Like I've called her and she's got these bowls like the size of a hot tub sitting on her table, and she's like mixing it all together. And
I'm
she knows
enough
what
to
I'm
hear.
like, how are you even knowing what to do when you can't? It's all by feel and everything. It's
Feel and
amazing.
sense.
A lot of
Mhm.
sense. Now, I do have 5% vision in the
Right.
central one eye, so I do have some vision. But big boy there, make sure I don't fall over my own feet and stairs, which I do anyhow. But yeah, that's how Dana and I met. Actually, I'd had a interocular stroke in my right eye, and 2 weeks later, it was happening again in the left. Not as fast and not as pronounced, and nobody could figure out what was going on. And they were telling me they use different words, but they were telling me it's all in my head, what was going on with the left eye. And I just told them, well, I'll filter it. I said some words. And but a friend said, hey, will you talk to my friend? And I'm like, yeah, I've got nothing to lose. And I didn't know Dana. We weren't Facebook friends. We had no connection other than we knew some people. We knew some of the same people. So she finds that I have had a second stroke, where it is. I get a diagram and she's like, you need to get back to them fast. And this is where they look. They're not looking in the right place. I went back. I walked in and I said, so I've talked to a psychic and I didn't even need, I just said, look, I can hear your eyes rolling. I don't need to see them.
Yes.
So there's only like 6 neuro-ophthalmologists in our country. And I had 2 of them that their minds were just completely blown. And they go and they get their neurologist and there's 3 of them. There's a whole lot of, I'm like, shut up already. What's going on? Push back for me. And I'll filter what he said. I'll be GD'd. There it is. Exactly where she said it was.
Wow.
We're putting you back in the hospital. We're starting everything. And thanks to Dana, I was able to get the treatment I needed and maintain some sight.
Wow.
So
Pretty weird, hey?
That gave me goosebumps. I
She's
love
got the
that
laser
story.
beam eye now. I can't get away with anything.
I do. It's kind of like if you were to cover your eyes and then just all you could see through was a soda straw. And one, that's how I see. So
Wow. Wow. That has to be difficult. I mean, I can't imagine. I've had hearing loss, so I wear hearing aids, and if I take my glasses off, I don't see. But I just kudos to you for doing what you do. It's amazing.
It's just adaptation.
Yeah.
All it is. It's just adapting.
Right.
We
And
all
she's
adapt.
extraordinarily stubborn, which helps.
So we have some comments rolling in. I don't know if this will even show up. I guess it does. Can you read that out loud, Dana?
Sure.
Since
If
my
I'm
vision's
okay,
bad.
this is from I think it's Jenny is how I
Jeannie.
pronounce that. Jeannie. Sorry,
yeah.
Jeannie. If I'm understanding this correctly, when the three of you work together, you take care of mind, body, and spirit all at once. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When you were mentioning the spiritual medicine, it made me think of holistic health care, where there would be a doctor, maybe that is Christina, question mark, for finding out through medical intuition that there is a problem. So the mind part, and then since a problem is identified, then Kathy would be to do the body and physical healings. Actually, I'm the one that would be the doctor, maybe, and you guys are the surgeons, is a better way to put that.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Or I'm a CAT scan
You're the
machine, and they're the
diagnostician.
surgeons.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say, but very close,
Yeah.
Jeannie.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
about it.
Very.
Yeah,
close.
that's a really good description. But Christina and I are surgeons, but we're different type of surgeons.
Mhm.
And it's kind of cool because like Christina, she can go over something and say, okay, this guy's got a gallbladder issue. There's something going on. And I can go over and go, there's something going on here and I feel it. And I know that I need to move it out. So I'm going to do surgery and pick it out. I don't know what it is. Christina does, but I can feel it and I can know that that needs to be done. So we're different types of surgeons in that sense. I don't know what kind of surgeons you'd call us, but I've always been fascinated on how well both Dana and Christina can actually know specifically what's going on. I can sense it, I can feel it, I can know it's an issue, and I know what to do. I just can't say positively, oh, they had their appendix was about to rupture or something like that. I just know whatever it is. Deb, you probably know about this, doing Reiki surgery.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of specialize in that a little bit, where I like doing Reiki surgery and I get my little Reiki tools and I can get in there and dig it out. And the one time that Christina and I worked on somebody was in Texas. And remember that young man that you came over and you said, "Can I join you on this?"
Yeah, I just was pulled.
Yes, and the two of us worked on him, but he had something going on in his hip. I knew what it was. I knew it was there and it needed to be removed, and I worked on it, but Christina was able to tell me exactly what it was. And the interesting thing while we're doing that is he was giggling because he could feel us doing that on him. He could feel it being pulled out, and he told us about it later. So that was unique.
That's
Gary clings in the house and says, "God bless Texas."
Hi, Gary.
Hey. That's pretty funny. Here's another
We're
comment.
glad you're here.
That young
Tammy.
man. Oh,
Is that the one that we're talking about?
No, Barry said he's starting to throw out comments. He's just funny. So, yeah, that guy was laughing. See, I wasn't witness to that because I was. Where was I? Was I reading? Was that at
you
the
were
actual-
reading.
Mhm.
Yes,
reading.
you were reading.
actual Paracon? Yeah, that was at Lone Star Paracon this
There we
past year, and we'll be there again this year
Mhm.
coming up. So
Is that what somebody was asking about? I'm going to Miss Paracon. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
I
think
don't-
she means Michigan Paracon.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
be at
that's what they
Michigan
mean.
Paracon, but I don't think I'm working Michigan Paracon unless something changed. I mean, I didn't get a vendor table. I've never worked Michigan because I'm too
Mhm.
social.
Yeah.
But I might. I mean, I can if we. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always been there, but I go under my other name, which is Serenity Reiki, but I also have the Soulstice Sister logo on my banner so that people know that I'm part of the Soulstice Sisters.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to add, if you were at OSR, if you're in the area in Ohio, we are actually doing a Soulstice Sister event in November. So watch for that. You might be able to come see us and get the Triple Goddess then.
Oh,
Yep.
I want to be there.
Well, then come.
Mhm.
Absolutely. See, Dana doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah,
We
I
talk,
find out
talk,
about
talk.
things she's doing because I see it online. Yeah.
I talk a lot.
Kendall. The young man's name was Kendall, Barry said. I
Yes.
loved him so
And
much.
he has
He
Down
had such
syndrome.
beautiful
Bless his heart.
energy. Yeah.
That's what it was. I was drawn to his energy because he was just a white light in the room.
And you know what I loved? The person that was with him said, you get whatever you want in the whole room. And he wanted to have a session done on my table.
Aw.
And that was very, very touching to me. And he had the most beautiful energy ever. And the fact that Christina was available to come over and help with that too and experience it. What a wonderful young man. I just love him.
Dana, were you able to?
She was actually reading.
She was reading.
Mhm.
That's
So
the thing is they can work together during like event type stuff. I'm
Mhm.
usually sequestered
Right.
somewhere else because mine's a little bit different. Unless we're doing Triple Goddess, I'm not really involved. Unless if for some reason they were working on something and wanted me to look, I can
For some
look at the
clarification.
person,
Yeah.
but I'm not like at an event type situation unless we're doing it together.
Mhm.
We're separate.
So if we're not doing
but we work together, if that makes sense.
Not doing the Triple Goddess, we might do a consultation with Dana and bring her over.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
I would love to see
Dana,
the three of you work on him.
what
Go
I
ahead,
do
sorry.
sometimes, and this is why Christina came over too. I have students because I'm also a teacher, and sometimes if they're there and I'm working on people, I will call them over to help because what better way to learn how to do things right than with your teacher? So there's like Michigan Paracon. I usually have Gary. You all know Gary. I usually have Gary there with me, and it's the best way for him to get practice and to learn and to ask questions. So I might bring somebody in that way.
We will also be in Virginia in a few weeks.
Yes.
There's 3 tickets left for the Kling Brothers event in Virginia, and we will be doing, I think, some Triple Goddess there, correct?
Yes.
I think so.
Very limited stuff there. So I think there's 2 or 3 tickets left. I don't think there's many left, but
So are we all three?
Come to the event for the weekend, but
Are you all three coming to Michigan UFO Contact?
I'm going to be there.
I know you're going to be there.
When is that?
September 20th and 21st.
Oh, I'm on vacation. I wish I could.
Where are you
I got
going?
a new grandbaby coming.
See,
that's right.
Leave me alone. Next year, maybe. I'll be there.
Next year we'll have to
thunderstorms
plan
going
it.
on out here. Huh.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And you're in Ohio.
You know why?
Okay. So we don't have thunderstorms.
Can I ask you something?
Me?
In my picture above my couch, can you see anything going on there?
You're really having me do this during a podcast?
It looks like,
yes.
It looks like to me, I'm seeing something and I don't know what it is.
It's just above your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but I can't really tell. Isn't that where you have all your hoodoo stuff?
Mm-hmm. That's where you let's see, over here. Where is it? This way. This is where you saw somebody last time.
Yeah. It's behind you though. It's not in front of
Correct.
It's that same side but behind and further back. But I can't see it like I saw it last time.
Okay. So I was just wondering.
I sound like a lunatic, everyone, I know. But there it is. That's where she does a lot of her work and she has all kinds of stuff happen.
Yeah, I have my altar up here and all my crystals and all my herbs. I have my, cabinet. I do my burns up here. So it's a very spiritual area. Very spiritual. Yeah.
Kim Kling's getting the Triple Goddess when we go to Virginia.
All right. Yay.
Yes. Get on the table.
Get on the
So,
table.
Kathy, I wanted you to see this.
Mhm.
You mentioned, okay.
I did mountain magic. I took mountain magic classes. They were actually from the Mountain Gypsies, but I don't know if they exist anymore with that. But basically, just to let you know, what the classes are botanical magic type of classes. So if you want to take like a herbal class, but you want one that teaches magic and not just healing, that's the type of class you want to take. You know, I should think of teaching that.
There you go.
This is those comments from my friend Kim, who lives in my town. We were in school together, and she does some smaller events at this really great barn. It's the Horse Lady. Remember the horse barn that I've been to? That's a good thing to do. We never do Wisconsin events because, it's Wisconsin, but Kim's got we just don't have a lot of places to go where I live, but that is one place. So yes, Kim, we will talk about that.
Nice. And I don't know what Barry's talking about here.
2 tickets left to Virginia.
2 tickets to Shenandoah, yeah.
Oh.
So that's going to be
probably not by the end of the show.
Yeah, you better get them before they're gone.
Right. Yeah, because that's like a really cool event. The resort that's at alone is amazing.
I went last year, and I plan on going every year. It's a great event.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it is. Well, and this year, Dana's doing a seance
with Tim Shaw.
Prior to the investigation.
There's a manor house on the property that's from like the 1700s that's not been investigated. Like maybe once last year was sort of investigated, and I think a team was in there. I audibly heard a little girl giggling up in that one room. Everybody heard it that was in there with me. It's crazy. I'm excited.
It was a very cool location and beautiful.
So anyway, 2 left. Anyway, beyond that,
yeah, I'm just trying to get caught up here.
I know I'm looking at all these things. Yeah, pictures.
Yeah, somebody's seeing it. Something to Kathy's left. It's almost vibrating. There's no fan going.
Yeah, I could see it too. It's like a ball of energy.
I don't think anything's happening.
It does. It has that energetic signature to it.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the funny thing is, for me,
it's above the crystal ball.
I'm kind of seeing a ball of energy, and it's weird because it kind of goes between all 3 of you.
Oh,
does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes, it would. Yep.
So yeah, it's like Kathy's
you put us
left,
together, we feel a lot
Christina's
of
right, and then Dana's lower right. So it's like the 3 of you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like a monster. Oh.
All right, here we go.
Tons of
I did it. So do I get a quarter?
A case quarter, Kathy. A case quarter.
We're trying to do more events, like Kathy was saying, the one we're doing in Ohio in November too, where it's like basically just us. So it's not like, you're going into a place that has like 50 million things going on, because that way we can focus more person to person.
Right.
So
we call those healing haunts.
Kind of starting that trend, which is why that Wisconsin thing is another thing that would be cool. If we could get a couple places in my state, that would be awesome too. Just kind of travel to the different places.
Yeah, I can get a couple places in my state.
I know she's got Mystical Awakening, so she does like a retreat, a ladies' retreat thing too, where that would go
twice a year. And it's a whole weekend retreat, so there's plenty of time to focus on people and have your downtime. And Dana could do readings as well as have set aside time for a triple goddess. So
I don't have to stand there and tap dance while you guys do your thing.
Right. So we might have to.
Mine would be a hop dance.
Listen, After what happened in Texas, you better leave your feathers and whatnots behind when we
Oh,
go.
I can't go without my tribal healing.
Yeah,
They just got to get used to it. I do a lot of tribal work into my healings as well. I did want to just jump back to the Ohio thing a little bit, Dana. You touched on it a little bit as far as it just being us. The nice thing too is that it's not. Christina said it's going to be healings and haunts. We had mentioned that we're also paranormal investigators. So this one, we're actually incorporating getting to ghost hunt with us. So we are offering a day of getting to meet us, getting to know us, talking one-on-one with us. We'll set up a few triple goddesses. Dana will do some healings. I'll have my botanical magic stuff out. Christina will have
whatever her name is over there.
Her will have all of her teas and tinctures and salves and everything out. We could talk to you about that. Take an hour break, and then we're going to lead into the location where we're at is an old historical school that is haunted, that is abandoned, but they're restoring it. So we'll take time to do a little bit of table tipping. Christina's great at doing table tipping. Little bit of a seance time. Dana will take charge of that. And then we'll go around with you until midnight investigating the location. So it's like a full day of a whole lot of fun with 3 crazy witches.
Sounds perfect to me. I want to be.
I want in.
What are the dates, Kathy?
That is November 9th. And if we don't have a whole lot of time for our triple goddess or the readings, so if we have to, we can always schedule a few more on Sunday. We'll have time on Sunday to do it. We can bring you back for that if you would like a session. So if it sells out and you really want it, we will make sure that you get it.
Yeah.
There you go. Sell out of that one. And because I always do my fall event in November. So we can do a whole triple goddess weekend.
Wow.
A few weeks after that.
Perfect.
Autumn is asking a question about other than Dana's haunted B&Bs. Listen, it's not my fault, okay?
Right.
Yes, it is.
Have you 3 investigated a lot together? We have investigated together. The B&Bs we get, we don't want them to be haunted. They just happen to be.
Right.
It just works out that way.
We had one where there was a gas leak after we heard the oven clicking on, click, 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 click. You have to turn the thing, and then the next thing you know, it was an hour later, we're out on the street because we had one gas company.
It was trying to warn us.
Yeah, there was we have all kinds of stories about that. But I've been to OSR. Kathy's taken me on little private things. It wasn't like a big investigation, but we've been together. And independent. I've been with Christina several times at
St.
Augustine,
Tennessee.
we did the lighthouse in St. Augustine.
St. Augustine Lighthouse. Yep. So we've done it before. It's not like our first rodeo.
No.
How do I get tickets? For which one?
I'm thinking probably the November one.
The November one we'll be posting on our Soulstice Sisters site, and there will be a link there to go get the tickets. We're going to be putting that up probably next week. I'm going to say Monday, and only because I'm on the downslide of Parapsychon this week, and I want to wrap up a few things with that before we get started in another one.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be on all our social media, so if you're following us, you'll see it.
And if you're not following them yet, do it now.
Why not?
Right, exactly.
You never know what's going to come up on that page. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
But then you have access to like ordering stuff, checking out what we're doing, but as well as asking questions about either one of their products that they have. I can vouch for both of them. It's even gone so far as one of my son's bosses at work is drinking Christina's tea. So
yay.
That just got delivered today, but it's in there. And these are like, hardworking get your hands dirty guys that you wouldn't think drink tea. So
Real men drink tea too.
I don't drink tea. See, I'm the oddball. I like the smell of her.
Surprise.
Hey, Deb.
I just know and love you.
Well, and the
and I
thing
love
is,
you because you're not.
you can drink her teas cold, iced. I actually like them. I love them iced.
Oh.
I like hot tea, but I love
Mhm.
her teas iced. It helps make me drink water too.
Nice.
Yeah, I make it up and keep a half gallon in the fridge, and I'll blend them together depending on what's going on.
Mm,
Can somebody read that
Sounds
out loud? I
heavenly.
can't.
I will read
Yeah.
it out loud. This does not need to be answered, but I'm curious if that ball of energy by Kathy, which Deb said goes between the 3 Soulstice sisters, she's wondering if that is like a positive poltergeist, such as a being or entity that the 3 of you created from all the work you do together, signifying the strength of your working relationship. Wow, that's a super interesting, cool observation. I don't know the answer to it, but that
absolutely
is
is.
food for thought.
Yeah. And I get that there's an energy that did bring the 3 of you together.
Yes.
And that's,
No
you know,
doubt.
the way that
No.
you work together. That's
I like to phrase it
important to
as
have it.
not so much what brought us together, it's what keeps us together.
Mhm. Right.
Yes.
Even though
More
you live in
important.
separate places. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
Well, it's
always
like
on
we've
the
got
horn with Christina.
Michigan, Tennessee, and Ohio. We're
Right.
spread out everywhere.
I love it.
It's like somebody threw Scrabble tiles with state names on them.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what are they? They're borders. They're, you know, they shouldn't be there
I'm
anyway.
Midwest. We're from casserole country. That's me and
I
Kathy.
love
Well,
casseroles.
and me.
Casserole,
Yeah.
Dana. I did
Give me a
not
can
get
of cream of
hostage
chicken
this time.
soup and I'm yours. It's
Throw in some pasta, some egg noodles, and
rice, whatever you got on hand.
yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. I can make a casserole out of almost anything.
Oh,
Done
Michigan.
it.
Yeah, you can too.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
thing.
I'm
Christina's sitting there
casserole.
going, don't you try to make macaroni and cheese though. That's like a religion where she's from.
In the South, you do not mess with macaroni and cheese. You just don't. And if you're ever asked to bring it to a big event and they tell you can bring it back, you know you did it right.
They wouldn't like my craft, apparently.
That's kind of against the law here.
I always like making the macaroni and cheese, the good saucy one. You put it in the black roaster. Remember the roasters?
Oh,
The black
I
roaster,
still have
put it
it.
in there and
Remember it.
stick
I
it in the
still
oven
have
so I
one.
get a nice brown crust on top of it. It's
I'm
like,
hungry
oh,
and I'm dieting, so back off the
Right.
it's awful. It tastes bad.
Nice try.
We're heading to Kathy's place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm with you, Sylvia Molds. She's like, why am I hungry now? Absolutely. Good
I
question.
am too. I am too. This has been
So-
totally amazing, you guys.
We'll probably think about having you guys back on after a while because I think all 4 of us talk well together because, you know, Deb and I are bonded at the hip too.
Well, and we all 4. I mean, I'm so about the triple, about the power of 3, all of that. But the 4 of us have so many things in common.
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable. You know, from the paranormal to herbs to Reiki to shamanism to mediumship and all of that. All of that.
Maybe we'll hit UFOCon next year as a group. Who knows?
There you go.
Okay.
There you
You
go.
never know.
I think that you know,
I'm there every year, so
we will be talking. Oh yeah. If you didn't come to UFOCon, I would come find you. I would. I'd come find you, or I'd send Mike after you.
oh God,
I'd love
don't
to
do
do
that.
Now that's scary.
Nah, he's funny. I'd be all
Yeah.
right.
Yes, he is.
Dana,
But
can you
let's-
bring? I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, let's do it again for sure. What were you gonna say?
Absolutely.
What
I was
do you
just
need?
going to say, Dana, can you again give the information about the Kling Brothers event?
Oh,
Mhm.
sure. So
yeah,
there's
because
2
that's
tickets
where
left.
we'll be next. Yeah, two
There's
tickets
tickets
left.
left.
So.
It's called the Shadows of Shenandoah. It's a pretty big deal to us. This is our second year. Last year we went as guests and got to meet quite a few people. This year we're going and we're actually going to do a presentation, which is very kind of them to let us do that. And we will be working it a little bit with it. This is more of a historical paranormal event. So you will be going to battlefields. It includes food. It includes your
These
bus
guys do
stuff.
it right. They do
They
it right.
put everything in a
they
package,
do.
and I think for the whole weekend it's $2.99. And again, that includes food, the bus, the battlefields, all of it.
And what are the dates for this? I mean, I know it's 2 tickets left,
It
but
is. I have to get my
We both
calendar
pull out
out.
our phones and check our calendars.
Well, it's because I have one event right before that. The Shadows of Shenandoah is the 7th and 8th, or basically 6th, 7th, and 8th. I think it starts Thursday night. I think
Yes.
that the ghost hunt, it's all Civil War based of
Mhm.
that part of the Civil War.
cool.
It is really cool. It's a completely different experience, and obviously we're fans because they've treated us so well. But they know what they're doing when it comes to like having fun at events. So if you're in the Virginia
Hospitality.
area and you need something to do for a weekend, it's a really great deal. You get a lot of bang for your buck out of this stuff.
You really do. You really do.
Well, I'm not in the area, but I'm thinking I need to make one of their events very soon.
They do a good job. That
Mhm.
Lone Star Paracon too was amazing. They did a great
Oh, I
job.
love that one. Yeah.
Nice.
I can't
We
wait
had a
for that one too.
mariachi band,
Mm-hmm.
and we toured
Got to do the boat ride on the Riverwalk, and yeah, it was pretty
The
cool.
convention itself was
B&Bs.
fantastic too.
And they do it for it's a fundraiser. So last year was Special Olympics.
Mhm.
So everything went to that. So it's with a purpose too, which is nice. every now
Yeah,
and then. So
I like to be involved with stuff like that.
Yep.
Good people.
Sounds
too.
amazing.
so you can go to the KlingBrothers.com, I think, at Kling Brothers Events.
Mhm.
something like that.
Klingbros.com. Let me double check. I think
Regardless,
sure.
you'll find it.
it's on
Yeah.
our page.
Yeah.
Many of the people that are in chat are friends with us on Facebook,
Mhm.
either with one of us or all of us, so we can post their events as well. Share the Kling Brothers events, so
Okay.
they can get that information. So great night, you
Anyway,
all
it's
three of
fun.
you.
Went really fast.
It did. It
That's
always
because we
does.
talk a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do.
But you have a lot of information to share. And one thing I can tell you, ladies, is you're leaving these people wanting more. They want to know more. They want to meet you. They want to try the Triple Goddess. So we will absolutely do it again. And let's talk about some events.
I'd also like to discuss what happens to us when we travel together at some of these places that we've been, because we could probably write a short book about this, and we've only been together for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
It's nuts.
it is. We've had all kinds of things. We've had cups just fly off shelves in front of us, and we have
And
lights
we're not
go
like
off and
actively
Doors
trying
opening
to
and
have this happen.
closing.
It just happens, and we're like,
We'll just
not
be sitting there
again.
thinking, or ordering a pizza, and here we go.
No,
Yeah.
And then the fun begins.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
that's a show for another day. But
Yes.
Right.
anyway,
Right.
so yep, we'll be back, and we'll wait a little bit and maybe have you guys come back on.
Awesome.
I love that.
Love it.
Sounds good.
And if
Sounds
anything
good.
ginormous happens in Shenandoah, maybe we'll bring the Kling brothers on too.
I would love to bring them on
We'll have like a
sometime.
Brady Bunch going on the screen.
Sounds good to me.
So anyway, thank you guys for coming.
Yes,
And
we love
will-
you all.
to everybody
Thank you.
listening, to hearing about my lovely group of ladies here. I appreciate that very much.
Yes, yes. Thank you all, and we will talk soon.
We
Okay,
will.
thank you.
We will.
Great
Thanks.
week.
Yeah, thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Night.
Bye bye.